Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Winking Face with Tongue. Today, I'm going to go through the top 20 building games of the past decade, from 2015 to 2025. This isn't just a list of "this game is okay," but rather titles that will make you forget to eat and sleep, just to get lost in stacking blocks, chopping trees, or miscalculating your budget and going bankrupt. Grinning Face with Sweat. From vast sandbox worlds like Minecraft, to detailed cities and cities, skylines, or even games that make you feel like a genius architect, or a master demolisher. This list covers all kinds of genres: relaxing farming builds, brain-busting empire management, and even building an entire planet.
First up, we have House Flipper, a game for those who have ever dreamed of being a home renovator, flipping houses for profit, but don't want to deal with the dust in real life. Winking Face with Tongue. In the game, you buy rundown houses, clear out trash, paint walls, install furniture, and then sell them for a profit. It sounds simple, but honestly, I once painted the entire floor by mistake, and the clients ran away when they came to see it. The graphics are super realistic. It feels like you're in a Vietnamese version of a home makeover show. This game is extremely chill, perfect for playing while listening to a podcast or singing karaoke in your head. But beware, you'll get addicted to buying decor items to the point that you forget the main objective. I once spent an hour just picking a chandelier for the living room, and in the end, the clients said it looked outdated. Grinning Face with Sweat. The best part is you can knock down walls, rebuild from scratch, or even create an entirely pastel pink house if you want. The game also has DLC for designing gardens and raising pets, totally the life of an online influencer.
Next up is Littlewood, a game for those who want to be a lord but are too lazy to fight. Grinning Face with Sweat. In the game, you build a small town, plant trees, raise fish, and befriend the villagers. The pixel art graphics are super cute, you'll want to hug the screen. My favorite part is designing the town layout yourself. You can arrange houses, farms, or even build a cafe in the forest. But I once placed a warehouse next to a garbage dump, and the villagers protested for a week because of the smell. This game is laid back and perfect for playing after a tiring day. You can also flirt with the villagers, kind of like Stardew Valley but simpler. The music in the game is incredibly chill, it makes you want to lounge on the couch. But don't be fooled by the cute appearance, because you still need to strategize for your town to grow.
Want to build a dinosaur park without getting eaten by a T-Rex? Jurassic World Evolution 2 is your pick. This game lets you design enclosures, raise dinosaurs, and manage visitors. The graphics are stunning. Seeing a Triceratops run makes me just want to jump in and hug it. But be careful not to let the dinosaurs escape, as I once witnessed a velociraptor chasing a group of guests in a marathon. The game has a story mode, perfect for fans of the Jurassic Park movies. You can even create your own hybrid dinosaurs, like a cross between a T-Rex and a chicken. Grinning Face with Sweat. The park building aspect is incredibly detailed, from electric fences to restaurants for guests. But seriously, don't skimp on enclosure costs, because the consequences can be disastrous. Personal story: I once built a stunning park, but forgot to install surveillance cameras. A raptor escaped, and I searched all day only to find it, enjoying an ice cream in the play area. Surviving Mars takes you to Mars to build a colony. Sounds cool, but the reality is you'll be pulling your hair out over lack of oxygen, lack of power, and the populace constantly demanding Wi-Fi. Grinning Face with Sweat. This game blends construction with survival, forcing you to plan carefully. I love the feeling of expanding a colony from a small tent to a whole city, but there was one time I forgot to install the air filter, and the whole team perished. The game's graphics are beautiful, and the sci-fi soundtrack makes you feel like you're in a Hollywood movie. You can even choose sponsors, like SpaceX or NASA, to change up your experience. This game isn't difficult, but it requires patience, because one small mistake can lead to the downfall of your entire colony.
Kingdoms and Castles is a medieval building game with cute, cartoon-like graphics. You build castles, develop your kingdom, and fight dragons with farmers wielding pickaxes. Winking Face with Tongue. I love how the game simplifies mechanics, making it very beginner-friendly. But don't let Vikings attack when you don't have walls yet. because I lost an entire village just for forgetting to build a gate. This game is lightweight and runs well even on low-end laptops, so if anyone asks for a fun, light game, I recommend it right away. You can build from a small village into a magnificent kingdom, but remember to manage your food supply, because hungry citizens will protest immediately.
Avon Colony takes you to a distant planet to build a city. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But instead of fighting aliens, you'll be busy with sandstorms and citizens demanding karaoke. Grinning face with sweat, this game balances construction and management, with beautiful graphics and interesting mechanics. I once built a super modern city, but forgot about the lightning protection system, and the entire industrial area went up in flames. The best part is that you have to face different seasons, like harsh winters or stormy weather. The game isn't too hard, but it requires careful planning. The music and effects in the game are very chill, like you're making the movie Interstellar. Anno 1800 is an empire building game set in the industrial era. You build cities, manage trade, and sometimes fight pirates. Winking face with tongue, this game is as beautiful as a painting, but it's super challenging because you have to balance a ton of things, from steel factories to zoos. I once built a super rich island, but I forgot the trade routes, and the whole city starved. The trade and diplomacy aspects of the game are really interesting. You can cooperate or play dirty against your opponents. The graphics and music are heavily inspired by the 19th century, and once you start playing, you'll want to put on a suit and be a gentleman right away.
Planet Zoo is the dream of every zoo fan. You build enclosures, care for animals, and make visitors exclaim, "Wow!" The game's graphics are so beautiful that I want to hug the hippo on the screen. Grinning face with sweat, but don't let the lions escape, because I've seen a whole group of visitors run for their lives. This game allows you to be creative, from caves for bears to palaces for tortoises. The animal management aspect is very detailed. You have to ensure they are happy, healthy, and not escaping their enclosures. The game also has a sandbox mode so you can build freely without worrying about going bankrupt. Tip: use the terrain tool to create natural landscapes. The animals will be happier, and visitors will pay more.
Timberorn is a super unique game where you control a colony of beavers building a city. That's right, beavers. They chop down trees, build dams, and sometimes throw tail parties. Grinning face with sweat, this game blends construction with survival, as you need to manage water and food. I once built a massive dam but forgot the spillway, and the whole city flooded. The game's graphics are cute, and the water management mechanics are very creative. You can also choose between different beaver factions, each with its own technologies. This game is great for both newcomers and hardcore players. Tip: build small dams first to test the flow, don't go for a big dam right away.
Tropico 6 lets you be the president of a tropical island, building a city while indulging in a bit of corruption. Winking face with tongue, this game is super fun because you can be a dictatorial leader or an ideal democratic figure. I love building luxurious resorts, but there was a time when the people protested because I built too many casinos. Beautiful graphics, lively Latin music, it's addictive. The game has many interesting missions, like building bridges, organizing elections, or stealing world wonders. You can even customize your palace, just like a VIP president. No Man's Sky was heavily criticized at launch, but after dozens of updates, it's now a masterpiece. You explore the universe, build bases on planets, and even raise alien pets. I love building bases on icy planets, but once I forgot the heater, and the whole crew turned into popsicles. Grinning face with sweat. The building aspect of the game is incredibly creative. You can create anything from a simple hut to a space fortress. The graphics are beautiful, the scale of the universe is enormous, and it's incredibly addictive. The game also features multiplayer so you can show off your bases to your friends. Tip: choose a planet with abundant resources to build your base, as running out of materials will make it impossible to construct anything. Frostpunk II takes you into a frozen world where you build cities and lead in a post-apocalyptic setting. This game is unforgiving. You have to balance keeping your citizens alive and developing technology. I once built a super warm city, but I forgot to stock up on coal, and the whole city froze. Winking face with tongue. Beautiful graphics, epic soundtrack, playing feels like you're leading humanity. The game has many moral choices, like forcing citizens to work or letting them rest, which will make you think hard. Gameplay tip: prioritize researching heating before expanding the city, because cold means certain death.
Banished is a harsh survival building game where you manage a group of exiles. There are no wars or monsters, but you can still lose because your people might starve or freeze to death. I once built a super beautiful village, but forgot about food storage, and the whole village was starving after just one winter. This game teaches you to appreciate every potato, because a harsh winter means game over right away. The graphics are simple but the mechanics are deep, making it perfect for hardcore gamers. Tip: build a storage house and a farm before your population increases, because having a large population without enough food leads to chaos. Factorio is a game for those who love production lines. You build factories, automate everything, and ultimately launch rockets. It sounds simple, but I've stayed up until 3 a.m. just to optimize a conveyor belt. Grinning face with sweat. This game is incredibly addictive, but warning, you will dream of conveyor belts while you sleep. It has 2D graphics but deep mechanics, allowing you to build from a small workshop into a massive factory. The game also features multiplayer so you can team up with friends.
Satisfactory is Factorio in 3D, but prettier and with a first-person perspective. You build factories on an alien planet, with beautiful pipes and conveyor belts. I once built an incredibly grand factory, but forgot to connect the power, and the whole system came to a standstill. Winking face with tongue. This game makes you feel like a genius engineer, but it can also drive you to rage quit because it's so complex. The graphics are beautiful, the world is vast, and playing is addictive. Tip: use elevated platforms to save space, because big factories can get really messy. Stardew Valley is not just a farming simulation game, it's a whole lifestyle. You grow crops, raise chickens, and even get married in the game. I've spent hundreds of hours turning my farm into a paradise, but one time I forgot to water the plants, and the whole harvest wilted. Grinning face with sweat. With its adorable pixel graphics and chill soundtrack, this game is a balm for the soul. You can also go fishing, mine for resources, or befriend the villagers. The game has multiplayer, so you can invite your friends to be farmers with you.
The Sims 4 is a life simulation game. You build houses, decorate, and control the lives of your Sims. My favorite part is building houses, but once I built a super beautiful mansion and forgot the stairs, and the Sim got stuck upstairs. Winking face with tongue. This game allows you to be creative, from townhouses to castles. You can also create drama, like making your Sims argue or fall in love with the wrong person. The graphics are beautiful, and there are tons of DLCs to add more content. Cities. Skylines is the king of the city building genre. You build a city, manage traffic, and face traffic jams like in Ho Chi Minh City. Grinning face with sweat. This game is beautiful, detailed, and makes you feel like a real mayor. I once built a super city, but forgot the drainage system, and the whole city flooded. The modding community is incredibly strong. You can find anything you want, from subways to the Dragon Bridge in Da Nang. The game has many DLCs, so you'll never run out of things to build. Tip: plan your traffic before expanding the city, because traffic jams are a nightmare.
Terraria is a 2D game that's just as deep as Minecraft. You build houses, explore caves, and fight bosses. The building aspect is incredibly creative, from tree houses to underwater castles. I once built a fortress in the clouds but forgot the ladder and fell straight down, to my death. Grinning face with sweat. This game is a treasure trove for creative people, with tons of materials and tools. You can even play multiplayer to show off your creations to friends.
The crown undoubtedly belongs to Minecraft. This game needs no introduction. You build everything from blocks, from wooden houses to the White House. I've spent thousands of hours building an underwater city, but I forgot the water-resistant glasses, and it all flooded. Winking face with tongue. Minecraft is legendary because it's not just a game, it's a whole world. The modding community and multiplayer servers make the game immortal. You can build anything from a tiny hut to an entire kingdom, or play survival mode to battle creepers.
So we've just skimmed through the top 20 best building games from 2015 to 2025. I bet you're itching to open Steam or at least check out the trailers for these games, right? Smirking face, if you enjoyed this list, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video.